It's your boy Nate. I usually read books because reading is sexy, and if you're not reading, you're not sexy. But today, we have the March Yap Sesh. March going into April. Here are my favorites, ins and outs. I know. Usually, these are a bit more jazzy, alright? But I got lazy. March was really busy. I didn't really collect a lot of the images that you usually see at the beginning montages, and I don't have a monologue for this month, so I'm so sorry. Bear with me. March was like really wonky. I just don't have time management skills at all. Does anybody else eat chips like cereal? I kid you not. I do just have chips in a bowl with a spoon. It's like, I don't want to like get my fingers dirty, so spoon. Sometimes it's chopsticks, and I really hate my chopsticks right now, and I really want to replace them. They're just made of like stainless steel, and they're super thin and flat, which doesn't help. Yeah, they're from a Korean hiking brand, and I thought it would be cute. You know, nobody knows this, but I love camping aesthetic, like Snow Peak, Japanese campwear, and they make great stuff. I've wanted a few of their pieces. Like, I like outdoor, and I want to put it indoor. Makes no sense. Anyway, let's talk. Okay, favorites. Let's talk favorites real quick. A watch. I've been loving just wearing a watch as of late because you know what happens is that you take out your phone out of your pocket to check the time, but then it becomes more than that, and I hate that. I hate that it becomes this whole ordeal. I think it's like shortening my attention span too, because it happens in a lot of other ways where I'm just like, I take out my phone and I forget what I need to do, and then I end up doing all these other things like check TikTok or Instagram, and then it becomes this dance of like, oh my god, what am I actually supposed to be? That's why, well, in part, March has been wonky. Anyway, wear a watch. I literally found this. I bought it off the street, off this guy, and he was selling it for 2,000won, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. It was like $1 something. And it's in pretty good condition. It's working. What does it say? Japan movement. Yeah, nothing too fancy. No frills. I just love how classic it looks. Black leather strap and this square face. Yeah, wear a watch. Chocolate covered bananas from E-Mart. If anyone lives in Korea, E-Mart is great. They have their subline No Brand, which is just a cheaper alternative to a bunch of other things that you can find. Anyway, they came out with a chocolate covered bananas. Look at them. Look at them cuties. Banana dipped in choco. It's really basic, y'all. I've always loved the ones from Trader Joe's. What is it called? Gone Bananas. And I've gone bananas for these. Bananas, just great. Potassium. Anybody a fan of potassium? And they're chocolate covered. What's not to love there? What's not to love? Next up is the Frixon Pilot pen in 0.7. I'm a 0.7 kind of gal. I just love something thick. It's about the guith. I need good guith. This one is great. You know why? It's erasable. I make a lot of mistakes. I do. And so this is just really nice to have where I'm writing something and then I'm like, ooh, works wonders. It's great. I've been writing so much with this actually that I've had to use an ink refill. Yeah, it's been nice just writing with this. Another favorite of the month is this thing where I call finding forevers, just that like forever thing, like that signature scent, signature pair of glasses, and then having it for the rest of your life. I think I've come to terms. I'm never gonna change my glasses. This is me. These frames I've had for about a decade plus 2 or 3 years. They're just my identity. I am nobody without these pairs of glasses. Tarte Optical from Japan. Yep, this is me. For you. I've also think I've come to terms with finding, yeah, my forever pen. I think this is it. This is it. Before this, it was the Uniball gel ink pen, but I've made so many mistakes with that pen. I was just upset that I would have to scratch things out. And now I can erase my mistakes. What else? I also have, oh yes, this highlighter. It is the Just Click highlighter from Morris. I think it's a Korean brand. Just found it in Kyobo. It's in gray, and that's my forever color for highlighters. I just love marking things up, documents, my books with this gray highlighter. I just love the color of this gray. It's really dark and rich, but not enough to like hide the text. And I just love, see the issue, and here I'll show you also, because I have tested, you know, I've gone through quite a bunch of highlighters. Muji also does a great clickable highlighter. The only issue with that is that too bright for me. Like when I see that neon yellow, I'm just like, ooh, I need sunglasses or something. Here, this one, what is it? Best highlighter. It is from Pilot. It is the Kire-Na Japanese highlighter. If you can see there, I don't know if it'll show up, but it has plastic tips so that when you highlight something, it's like a straight line. And on the back side is a fine tip in case you need to just underline things. This is great. Wonderful. I just don't like the gray color on this one. It's a bit too yellow for me. They do other pastel colors that are wonderful, and this I think could work for a lot of people if you're highlighting documents. The one thing I found though is that when you're highlighting books, it leaves like an indent in pages. So when you're highlighting in a book, it'll have this like indented line. It upset me so much. But this could work for other people. I guess like books with a thicker stock in paper could help you out. Maybe like if you're journaling, I think this could be okay. But yeah, this is fine. Ooh, they call this color a warm gray. I think that's my issue with it. Yeah, a little too yellowy, browny for me. What else? Finding Forevers. This should be a favorite, but I've been writing so much this past month. Kid you not, I've written every single day so far, like at least 4 to 5 journal pages. Of what? Everything. Just literally everything. Call it my morning pages, but yeah, I feel like good because I've been writing so much. And because I've been writing so much here, do I have it? No. I'm using it as a tripod at the moment, so I can't show you. But I've been writing my novellas and such in physical notebooks, and then when I'm done with the notebook, I'll transfer it over onto like a laptop. This is Satin Note. It is by Kyobo, their stationery sub-brand. And what am I going with this? I thought this was going to be a forever notebook, but I find that the pages are like Bible thin. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Pitter patter, pitter patter. So thin. Yes, this is okay, but nice. What I also love is that Korea, when they have notebooks, they'll usually have like vinyl covers to protect your notebook. And I just love plastic. Okay, I know, awful for the world, but like, it protects the notebook so nicely. I love that. And what I also love is that like when you put stickers on a notebook, usually the stickers fade, they scratch out because you just put it in your notebook or you don't have a cover for it. Well, look at that. Look. Nice. Thought this was going to be a forever, but I've heard so many good things about this notebook, and I know people in my life that have used this notebook and swear by it. Also because it lays flat. Okay, I should say. What I loved about this one also is that because it lays flat as well. But I found it, y'all. I found my forever notebook. It was sold out at like 3 or 4 Kyobos, but I finally found one in Apgujeong. In Apgujeong, I found a Kyobo and they had 5 in stock. And this was after having gone through so many stationery stores, and I was just like, this is fate. I must buy all 5. And thus they shall be my forever notebook. I got it in the A6 size, and this is lined. Japanese notebook. It also lays flat when you leave it on the table. Also has this dandy vinyl cover. And the pages, they have a nice thinness to them, but not Bible thin. I don't feel scared like turning the pages quickly, being in fear that they'll rip. So, very nice. Love this notebook, and I have 5 of them in my possession, and I will have such a jolly old time writing dreams, desires, needs, wants, and all of these. I just love this size so much too. This is B6 size, and this is A6. Drastic difference there. Do you see that? Do you see that? Okay. Whoop. Okay. My forever notebook. Okay, last favorite of the month is the Ryuichi Sakamoto exhibit at the Museum of Tokyo in Tokyo. The exhibition is called Seeing Sound, Hearing Time. It takes some of Sakamoto-san's musical pieces incorporated through different mediums of art, sculptures, installations, video work. That Thai director as well, he worked with him to create this sort of side piece in conversation with Memoria, if anyone's ever seen that movie. Great, strange film. There are moments in that exhibition where, thank God it was dark, where I just like cried to myself 2 or 3 times. I just think Ryuichi Sakamoto, like with his work at YMO, and just like all of his film scores, orchestraic pieces, collaborations. He's just one of those people where he has this incredible line of work and he's literally delved into every single genre of music that you're just like, this man has had quite a transformative oeuvre. And it's amazing to see all that he's done. And I miss him, I do. He's really taught me the beauty of sound, but not just music, natural sound, diegetic sound. I forget which documentary it is, but I did catch an exhibit of his at Picnic in Seoul years ago. And there was a documentary where it was raining, and he was like, oh, listen to that sound of rain. It's a very particular sound of rain. And he like ran outside with a tin bucket and a microphone just to capture the sound of that rain. Yeah, he just has this keen ear. I forget which interview it is, but they had made a great note about Jamie XX as a DJ, but also as someone who makes music. And they had said that listening to Jamie XX is listening to how he listens to the world. That's what it is for me with Ryuichi. Listening to his music is listening to how his world is. I think that's beautiful. When you can experience how another person experiences the world and being fully enveloped by it, that's love, baby. That is love. I love his work. It lives on forever. Great exhibit. I think it ends soon. It ends soon, but I'm glad I caught it with the chance that I did have to see it. Okay, let's talk media of the month, which brings me to my April playlist. I did something different this month. I decided just to include 10 to 11 songs. I think it'll be 10. Let me just quickly see here. The title of this playlist is called Rest Assured. Rest, comma, assured. And I think the comma there is important because two things that I did this past month was have high expectations for things I shouldn't have had in friendships, in plans, and in 2 books. And I was just like, why do I do that? I know. I've been told I know not to. I've already dealt with this before, not to have high expectations for things. And yet I did. I came in too excited. And Rest Assured is really about taking that step back, bringing assurance to that rest, and then just going into it as myself. Not my overexcited self, not my low energy self, but myself. So the playlist starts with Feel Like Making Love by Roberta Flack. Rest in peace, she recently passed. This song in particular means a lot to me, which I'll write about in a Substack post eventually, but I heard it once in the spring of Tokyo some years back, and it has always stuck with me. There is this sense of revival and rebirth, almost like waking to a new day kind of sound, which I really like. Haim. I'm pretty sure it's Haim. Relationships, great banger. Music video, gorgeous. Love it as a mood piece. My mood board for spring, summer. Love how plain it is and the beauty in the plain. Yeah, I love the Haim sisters. They're so great. Love them all. I also have a piece by Stevie Wonder called Race Babbling. This entire album is really, really interesting, which I found actually by way of They Can't Kill Us Until They Kill Us by Hanif. Awesome audiobook if we're to talk about media of the month, but I'll save that in my wrap-up. Really great tracks on there, and this one surprised me of how sort of dancey and poppy it is. Lots of other great stuff. I've got Sonic Youth on here. To end the playlist, I have Lucky to Be Me by Blossom Dearie, because rest assured, a lot of luck, a lot of love in who I am, and you just have to. You know, I'm done with being self-loathing. I want to love myself. I want to give love to myself. Can I have that love? I gotta give it to myself. So gonna do that for April. Well, other albums that I've been listening to, I have enjoyed the Men I Trust album, although it gets a bit too background music noise for me. I think it's Paul's theme that is very, very loungy. What else have I enjoyed? A lot of like easygoing K-pop stuff. Sumin has mini-series 2, which I've just been listening to. It's just really fun, casual pop. I hate to categorize it as like no-brainer music, but just makes me feel okay with the day. Oh, will say, I did find this album by Bill Evans from 1974. It is Symbiosis. I was actually trying to find I had recently watched Symbiopsychotaxiplasm by William Greaves, and I don't know how, but he got Miles Davis to do the soundtrack for that film. And so I was trying to look for it on Spotify, and instead I found Symbiosis by Bill Evans, which is an incredible meditation piece. There are repetitious sounds. You know, when we think of jazz, we think of like organized chaos, right? And how jazz sort of like makes these circles in order to concentrate on a particular heart or passion that it's after. For Symbiosis, I think it's this beautiful meditation where it's very graceful and there are these circular sounds, but then it all crashes into this incredible orchestraic piece. It's the last piece, Largo Andante Mestoso, Largo Part 2, which is just incredibly beautiful. Don't be surprised if you find that in the May playlist. I've been listening to that a lot in the day to like start my mornings. All right, I also didn't watch a lot of movies in March because a great deal of time has been spent with Severance Season 2. I'm pretty sure y'all tired of hearing people talk about it. That was some great TV, y'all. Season finale, woof! Edge of my seat, mouth drop, I was sweating, my palms were sweaty. Such a great look to the show, all the costuming, all the set design. Really gorgeous cinematography as well. Plays with the absurd more. I think I liked Season 2 a lot more than the first. I felt like the first was definitely bleak and didn't have enough room for humor, but here it had like this great balance of both humor, dark, absurd, and fantastical moments. Really enjoyed this season. Book of the month. Ocean Vuong, The Emperor of Gladness. Mixed feelings about this one. I feel like a lot of people will have different views on this, and I'll leave it at that. There's a lot to love here. There's bits of old ocean, but I think he's trying different things. It doesn't necessarily all come together, but it's one that I've been thinking about because I've been thinking about community, which this book deals with a lot. What comes to mind really is small people, small places, and sort of the nowhere parts of America and giving grace to them. Because change is really hard to see in scope, and it really can't happen unless it happens within the individual and the loves you have right next to you. That's where we start, and that's how we have to start. And I think this book explores that. More thoughts to come. Dedicated vlog to this later, maybe end of April or May? I don't know. Depends on when I get to it. I have all the footage and stuff. I just have to edit it. Oh, movie of the month is No Other Land. Finally got to see it on stream. I understand the complexities of narrative where it receives backlash, but I still think it's important because we're seeing in real time, essentially, or as close to real time, with what's happening in Palestine. When you see people lose their homes, when you see people lose their schools, when you see people have very little access to food and water, when you see it and see how it harms everyone there, then you are brought to light the atrocities that war is an example of the failure of words. Just to see all of that, and image-based wise, is really heartbreaking. There's a quote somewhere near the end of the film where you have an Israeli documentarian and this Palestinian activist who shoots a lot of film. Their relationship through all of this, one of them asks a big question. Somebody watches something, they're touched, and then, and that last part, the and then, hurts so much, because what is there to do? What is the big and then? Because asking and then is a kind of hope. What does one do with that hope? In parts, this is having so much promise for hope, but also the failure of hope, and managing the two to get to some kind of future that works for everyone. Yeah, it's really tough to ask and wonder what that future will look like. If anyone gets a chance, it's a harrowing documentary and just hurts, especially when you see the school being demolished and kids not having a place for education. And that's to say, with like the abolishment of the Department of Education in the US, it's just like, I don't know, when you take the right for someone to learn, like a physical place, you kill curiosity. And if you kill curiosity, then you kill wonder, and then what then do you have? And then. Harrowing watch. Ooh, ins and outs. Quite flat this time around. I didn't even finish writing them. That's how lacking I've been, y'all. I've got one in, hanging out at the mall. I don't know if, oh my god, it is snowing. Y'all, it is end of March and it's snowing. What the hell? That's like crazy. Okay, hanging out at the mall. What I've recently been doing is stressing out at work. When I'm stressed out, I need to take a little dumb walk. But I found that like walking through the park or anything doesn't actually make me happy or make me feel better at all. Shopping does. But better than shopping, just window shopping. So that's what I've been doing. I've been going to work, then coming to the mall after work. Also because after having visited so many Kyobos and like being in malls, they're clean, they're wonderful, they're nice. You get discounted food and samples as well. And yeah, it's just a nice place to loiter. And I just love loitering, y'all. Although I don't think most people know, Korean malls, supreme, superior. Probably don't beat the ones in China and Singapore, but they're up there. Japanese malls are also fantastic. Yeah, they're just really nice places to be in. I feel like all malls in America are kind of just dead. Europe too, they're just kind of like lackluster, but here in Seoul, really happy that we have incredible malls. And there's always something to see and do. And that's what makes them really exciting. Okay guys, that's my only in. Malls. Ooh, great. Wow. All right, let's see. Okay, outs. Aggressive take, but ICE. Y'all, I'm so sorry, but if you work for ICE, you are a bigot. Like, you cannot be proud of your work. I don't know who you're protecting, not even your own morality, but like, that is so silly that you work for ICE. I say spam their phone lines, call ICE, play Bird is the Word or something. Prank calls, let's bring prank calls back. Manipulate, harass, because I'm just like, God, with the state that America is in right now, I'm furious. I'm just like, how is it? This is like, we're in the McCarthy era again. This is insane with what has happened at Tufts, Columbia. I'm just like, how have we entered a totalitarian state again? And it's really scary, super scary. Landed the free my ass, because that's so stupid. So ICE, out. Another out is physical tags on the backs of shirts. Itchy. I get so itchy, don't you? It's just dumb. I think we're in a part of fashion right now where you can just print it on the back. And that's probably really expensive and not very cost friendly, but tags, kind of dumb, if you ask me. I just hate when it like flips out. It does that thing where you think it's your hair and it's not, and you're itchy on your neck, and then you scratch yourself, and it's just, it bugs me. It bugs me a lot. The tag on the back of shirts, kaput. Big kaput, please. Another out is big phones. Y'all, I gotta be honest with you, I'm really tired of having this slam on my face. At night, when I'm doom scrolling or what have you, I'm just like, I am so tired of a big phone. Chat, let me know. This upsets me so much. My friend from New York, I had bought this, sent it to her address in New York, and she brought it over from the US to Korea. But I'm so dumb, y'all. This was supposed to be the mini. It is just the regular 13. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? What if I do? What if I just switch over? Should I? I bought this 512 gigabytes. This, not surprising at all, but I'm running out of storage on this because of all the photos and videos that I take. And I'm just running out of space. And I don't believe in the cloud. That's a scam. That is a scam, y'all. So what do I do? Chat, let me know. Do I just migrate over to a 13? This is the 12 Pro Max. This is the 13. Apple heads out there, let me know. But I will say, this like feels nice. I just wish it was the mini. The mini is like yay big. I just miss having a small phone, y'all. I mean, this isn't horrible. I could work with this. They literally also have like the same battery. This is, actually the battery on this has worn down a bit, so it's at like 80%, and this is 88%. I don't know what to do. Chat, let me know. And that's it. That's it for March into April. If y'all forgotten, I'm a Blackwell's affiliate, so if I did talk about books in this video, which I think I did, God, memory of a goldfish. Yeah, use my affiliate link downstairs for all of your bookish needs. I also have a novella out. Check that out in my Etsy link downstairs. It's about time and memory in between Los Angeles and Tokyo. If you like me, I think you'd like the novella. As always, be well. Ooh, no. Wait. I'd like to know, what were some of your March favorites? I just love like a list of things and just like, give me your gratitudes, give me your favorites, give me your forevers. That's what I want to know. What are your forevers? What are your non-negotiables? All right. As always, be well, do good work, keep in touch. Is that a good thumbnail? I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Okay.